So the best golfers in the world do something at the start of their downswing to help them hit shots like this. Long, powerful, accurate, but unfortunately most golfers that are watching this video and play social golf don't do this movement. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you a very simple little movement, and I'm going to give you some feedback on a drill that you can do that's really going to take your ball striking to the next level. And I might not be able to promise shots like the tour players, but it really will improve the way you hit the golf ball. So what is this mystery movement? So even though the best players in the world will make a lot of very different looking golf swings, it's what happens when they all get up here, the first movement. Now, they'll get lots of different ways to get in there, and it's what happens with this lead wrist. So some of the best players in the world, you'll see them here, you'll see them a bit more neutral, you'll see them very much this way. Kind of Dustin Johnson, maybe even more that way. But however they are here, the first movement is the wrist goes into flexion. So it goes that way and it twists the club without moving the shaft of the club. So what you see with most golfers, unfortunately, is when they hit it, they don't see that nice powerful one that we saw at the start. They see this. Poor strike, high, soft, and just terrible golf shot. And what they tend to do is they'll get to the top however they get to the top, and they'll drag the club down and get that club standing up and keep that wrist angle. So I'm going to show you a little drill with the aid of hack motion, because I love the feedback this gives, that's going to help you get the feel of how you get the club to the top, what we need to do, and how you can maintain that feel all the way into impact and hit good shots. But I know what you're thinking, why do I need that lead wrist to work correctly in the golf swing? Well, it's a huge influence on the path the club travels, where that club face is going to be at impact, but also can we get that ability to strike ball and then ground? So low point ahead and the club traveling down at impact. We're going to get the Hack Motion app open. We're going to pick me. We're going to go full swing. We're going to go drills. We're going to scroll down to new motorcycle drill and start drill. So we're going to continue, start calibration. And when we do the calibration, we're going to work through it. We're going to get everything nice and set. We're going to lift that arm up and we are good to go. So we can see, love the fact that I can have that down in front of me. We're going to get at address. I'm going to do this as practice swings to begin with. At address, let the app settle. I'm going to swing to the top. Now you can see I'm nicely in there, and then as I start down, I've got to try and keep that wrist angle into there and swing through. And that would be perfect. Now, I know golfers are going to say, yeah, but you're not going to swing that slowly. What we want to feel is the rehearsal slowly, and then can we build some speed in, then can we hit some shots. Now, just as an example, what I would see with most golfers would be address decent, they'd get to the top, and then on the way down, we'd see lots and lots of red like we see on the app there, and basically that club face would be much more that way. That left wrist would be in lots of extension, and it's just no chance of getting that club consistently back to hit good shots. So again, we're going to set up, get to the top. I could be a little bit more that way as my first bit of the movement, and then come down. See, not bad, not bad. So now I've done a few slower ones where I feel I've got the feel, then I'd want to just do it a little quicker. So I'm going to get to address, swing to the top. And we can see there from the app, really, really nice. Love that. So let's go one more practice swing. So just didn't get there at impact, but love the practice. So now, and it can be a little bit of a challenge hitting the shots with the stop at the top, but let's see if I can get that feel, taking a little bit of speed out and see what the shots are like with TrackMan. Address is good. So nearly, but we can see TrackMan there, a little bit thin, not full speed, but low point ahead, so the club's travelled down. Club path, very neutral. Club face, very neutral. And then obviously with the strike and the speed, that distance not quite there. Now, it will be different for everyone. And I'm not saying that necessarily everybody needs to be the same with this. So it definitely feels for me, like as I get up here, I'm not a million miles away, but as I come down, I kind of feel that I get too much that way into impact. And that's very often where I'll get that left one going for me. So let's try and hit one a little bit more full speed. Address is good. Top's good. Just lost it just before impact. But again there, love the speed. Low point ahead. Angle of attack down. And absolutely I can live with the path, the face, the carry, and the total. So we can definitely see for me with the app when I feel I'm good. I mean, if I were to do just like a normal one for me, let's see how this would stack up. Address, good. Get to the top. You can see just lose it a little bit of impact. And that's where that club face is a little bit more closed and the low point not quite as far ahead. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad shot, but it definitely shows that I'm pretty good with doing that. But anyone I work on this drill with, we definitely see at address they're good. They'll go to the top. And we see it's asking me to flex the wrist. They definitely need to feel that to start their downswing. But as soon as they pull the club, we can see way too much flexion. Club stands up. If I flex the wrist, we can see how the club goes a bit more behind me. And it's so much easier for them to turn through. The app there telling me how bad that was halfway down. But let's go one more. So I've definitely got that feel. So now I'm going to say I don't need the app. I'm going to go for the shot, and can I do what the best players in the world do a bit more consistently? We see good club head speed at 88 mile an hour, low point 2.2 inches ahead. Clubs travel down 2.5 degrees, very neutral path, very slightly open club face, 171 carry, and 178 total. So the best players in the world, like I said, they all get to the top a little bit different, but the first movement is that motorcycle drill that we can now work on. And you don't necessarily need to have a hack motion, but I'm a big fan as a coach that making sure your feedback is as good as possible. Now, obviously it's a little bit easier financially to get one of these than it is a TrackMan, but if you can work with the app, get the feel at address, get the feel at the top, and work your way down and get the feel during the golf swing, you really will start hitting some of the best shots you've ever hit. And like I said at the start, I can't promise that Rory and Scotty are in danger, but it definitely will take your golf to a whole new level.